And with me in studio is an old friend we haven't seen in some time, Mr. Roger Schlesinger, a.k.a. the Mortgage Minute Guy. Hey, Roger.
Hi, Don. Good to see you again.
It's good to see you, too, especially this week where we've seen reports in July of a record drop in housing sales. This isn't fun.
No, it isn't fun, but there were some good things that I found in that one report. Whether actually it was a good thing.
But you're the only guy, so tell us.
19% of the homes bought were bought by investors.
Okay.
And you realize investors aren't buying a house to live in. They're buying it because they think the value's there and they can make money either in cash flow, which is very possible because you're getting them cheap enough with the lowest mortgages in history.
Right.
And they see a big capital gain coming because no matter what you read in the Wall Street Journal and the New York Post and several other crazy newspapers, the chance of making money in real estate is not dead. It's not even close to dead. It's not going to die. They said that about the stock market after the crash,
right.
After the crash in 2000. We have foreigners buying like crazy now because, of course, the balance of payments and the value of the dollar versus everything else has switched. And so in another 2, 3, 4 years, people are going to say, boy, did I miss it. Did I miss an opportunity here?
Well, you know, I said at the top of the show that 3 or 4 years ago, getting a mortgage was a piece of cake, and now it's harder than Chinese algebra. I mean, you're in the mortgage business. How hard is it to get a mortgage?
Well, if you're poor, it's not easy, and if you're rich, it's almost impossible. So you got to be in between. To get a mortgage today, you really have to work for somebody, and you have to have a check. Hopefully, it hasn't changed much. You have to have good credit. And the only thing you don't have to have is the one thing that I think is the only thing you really need, and that's reserves. They really don't care about reserves, which cracks me up because they're very concerned whether the bank has reserves, but they're not concerned whether the borrowers have reserves. So, but if you're trying to go get a mortgage self-employed, it's very, very difficult. If you're wealthy, it's not only difficult, it's just insane because we have lenders now who want a paper trail on every deposit over $1,500.
My gosh. My gosh, I mean, that would be a nightmare for someone who's, as you said, wealthy.
Yeah, and I can tell you this. The lenders insist that all the people who work for them check their brains when they get there in the morning and just follow the boxes. Because there is no common sense used in anything. And I can tell you horror stories. I could take this show times 10 and tell you horror stories of what's happening in our industry.
But, of course, the government is here to help us, right?
The funny thing is, I wrote a tweet today on my Twitter account that says the government has put out a tremendous amount of information that must be sent to the consumer when getting a loan of which nobody understands at all, including myself. When they call me, I have trouble trying to figure out what we put down on the paper.
Just incredible. I mean, we've got about a minute left, but I mean, what can someone do right now looking to buy property, looking to buy a home, maybe refinance? I mean, what is their best avenue?
Well, the best avenue is to call me or someone like myself so that I can guide you before you put in an application. But on the other hand, we have a special today for purchases across the nation on a 7-1 ARM, up to $850,000. We'll give you 3.5% fixed for 7 years.
Wow. For
no points. You want to go up to $3 million, then it may cost you half a point.
That's incredible. Again, if people want to get a hold of Roger Schlesinger and pick your brain and hear you complain, what do they do?
Call us at 866-288-0088, or you can go to Mortgage Minute Guy and fill out an application, or there's an Ask Roger. Send me a question. I'll be happy to answer. I answer about 100 a day.
Again, that website is mortgageminuteguy.com. Is our friend Mr. Roger Schlesinger, also known as the Mortgage Minute Guy. Roger, thanks so much.
Thank you, Don.